Hi guys, welcome back. Small hiccup with question 8, or the audio really for the for the videos, but we're in. So some drivers buy breakdown insurance, which covers the cost of towing a vehicle that breaks down. If a vehicle needs to be towed and it is not covered by breakdown insurance, the driver needs to pay a towing cost. The average towing cost of a car is £105 on a weekday, £140 on weekends. Assume that a car is equally likely to need to be towed on each day of the week. Each year, 98% of cars do not need to be towed. A car does not need to be towed more than once in a year. Work out the yearly expected cost of a car being towed if not covered by breakdown insurance. So, if it's towed on a weekday, it's going to be 5/7, that's the probability of it, times by 105. This is weekday, and I've got weekend as well. So 5/7 times by 105 is 75, and then 2/7, because there are 2 days in a weekend, unless we're really lucky and we're having a bank holiday. That is 2/7 times by 140, which gives us 40. Okay, add them together. That is 115, and then we multiply that by 0.02, which is the probability that they will need towing, because the probability they won't need towing is 0.98, and that gives us that expected cost of £2.30. Okay, down to question B. My word, this one took me a while, but I finally got it. So Pete wants to buy breakdown insurance for his van. A company offers 2 different levels of cover. So what I forgot was he could have not gone for the insurance, but he wants it. And he's going to make a decision. Is he going to go silver, which is default, or is he going to pay £11 more to go gold? And we need to know what the expected cost is of him not going gold to see whether that's going to be the same or less or more than the £11. So the average towing cost of a van is £190, and on weekdays, that's on weekdays, £250 on the weekends. Pete assumes that 90% of his journeys are on weekdays. Each year, the probability his van will not need to be towed is 0.95. His van does not need to be towed more than once a year, which is good. If his van does need to be towed, the probability that it is less than 2 miles from his home is 0.3. So 0.3 and then 0.7. And it's that bit we need to focus on, because he's covered either way. If he breaks down, he needs a tow from 2 miles or more. So we need to look at that 0.3 and what that's going to cost him. So on a weekday, 90% of his journeys are there, so that's 0.9. That's going to be multiplied by the 0.3. That's the probability of him needing to be towed, because we're looking at the difference between that and that. That gives us 0.27. 0.27 times by his weekday tow charge of 190 is £51.30. Okay, we then need to add. Why am I adding £7.50 on? Oh, where's that £7.50 come from? I just need to check that. I'll be back with you. Just gonna check my notes. Yeah, of course. I'm just reading ahead. Absolute madness. Ignore the £7.50. We'll get to that in a minute. The weekend. So on the weekend, he's driving 0.1. That's his probability he's driving on the weekend. I'm going to multiply that by 0.3, and that gives us 0.03. Now, the 0.03 is multiplied by his charge. If he breaks down on the weekend, he needs to pay for a tow of £250, which gives us, you guessed it, there's the £7.50. So we add those two together, and that is £58.80. So that's the expected cost of him needing to source this tow out. And then, of course, the probability his van will not need a tow is 0.95. So it's 0.05 that he needs the tow. So we multiply that by 0.05, which gives us £2.94. Now £2.94 is less than £11, so we would recommend I I don't even see the word recommend in there. I think it's 2Cs, recommend silver, okay? Because the expected costume is £2.94, but it's £11 more. Okay. Give one reason why Pete may not follow your advice. Other than wanting to just go gold and be fancy and splash the cash, maybe he's trying to increase the cost to his business so that he can reduce some tax. I don't know. But if anything, the chance of being towed is too low to worry about. He may also want to be extra cautious, which is fine. Now, Pete decides he won't drive his van at the weekends, and actually, rather than editing all of this, it just means that this bit here, this £7.50, is going to turn into 0.1 times 0, because 0.1 of the time he's not driving. So it's only going to decrease the expected cost. Okay, that is question 8 done. I would say I'll see you at question 9, but that's the end of the paper. So hopefully this has been useful. Good luck in your exams, and I'll see you soon.